What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams. Happy Monday, and it's time to kick off yet another week of Johnny Depp films right here on Renegades Reviews as we continue to celebrate the actor's 60th birthday. And today we're going to be discussing Chocolat, starring Johnny Depp, Juliette Binoche, Dame Judi Dench, Alfred Molina, Lena Olin, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Hugh O'Connor. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, it's Monday, happy Monday, and we're going to kick off yet another week of Johnny Depp movies right here on the channel. We've got 2 weeks left, 6 movies to take a look at, including today's, which is Chocolat. And let me go ahead and apologize in advance. Chocolat takes place in France and Romania, and there's a lot of names that I may end up mispronouncing as part of the description and whatnot. So if I do, please forgive me. Now, as our movie opens, Vianne and her 6-year-old daughter, Anouk, drift across Europe following the north wind, just like Vianne's mother did before her. In 1959, they arrive in a quiet French village, which is overseen by the mayor Comte de Renard at the start of Lent. Vianne opens a chocolate shop, and despite not fitting in well with the townspeople, she begins to make some headway with some of the villagers that come to shop at her store. Renaud, who will not admit that his wife has left him, begins to speak out against Vianne for tempting the people during Lent. Now, Armand, Vianne's elderly landlady, is one of her first allies, although Armand's daughter, Caroline, will not allow her to see her own grandson, Lucas, as she is a bad influence. Vianne then arranges for Lucas and his grandmother to meet in the chocolate shop, where they begin to bond. After finding out about their secret meetings, Caroline reveals that her mother is diabetic, but she continues to eat the chocolate whenever she visits the shop. Now, Vianne develops a friendship with Josephine, who's being abused by her husband, Serge, the local cafe owner. Through their friendship, Josephine finds the courage to finally leave Serge after he beats her, moving in with Vianne and Anouk. As she works at the chocolate shop and begins to learn the craft, her confidence slowly increases. Simultaneously, under Renaud's instruction, Serge attempts to make amends for his abusiveness, eventually going as far as to ask Josephine to come back to him, but she refuses. Later that night, a drunken Serge breaks into the shop, attacking both women, but Josephine knocks him out. As the rivalry between Vianne and Renaud begins to intensify, a band of Romani camp on the river just near the village. Now, although most of the town objects to their presence, Vianne embraces them, and a mutual attraction develops between her and the leader, Rue. A birthday party is held for Armand on Rue's boat, and when Caroline sees Lucas dancing with his grandmother, she begins to accept that Armand's influence in her son's life may in fact be a positive one. Lucas takes Armand home after the party, while Josephine and Anouk fall asleep on the boat, which Serge sets fire to, while Rue and Vianne make love on a barge in the river. No one is hurt by the fire, but Vianne is shaken. Armand dies in her home and is discovered by Lucas devastating both him and his mother. Meanwhile, Rue packs up and leaves with his group. Renaud initially believes that the fire was divine intervention until Serge confesses to starting it, saying that he thought it was what he wanted. Horrified, Renaud orders him to leave the village and never come back. With the return of the north wind, Vianne decides that she cannot win against Renaud, and she decides to move on. Anouk, who is now attached to the town, refuses to go, and during a scuffle, the urn containing the ashes of Vianne's mother breaks, scattering them all over the floor. While recovering the ashes, Vianne sees the townspeople and the positive influence that she has had on their lives and decides to stay in the village. Now, despite the shifting sentiment in the town, Renaud remains staunch in his abstinence of eating any chocolate. On the Saturday evening before Easter, Renaud sees Caroline, to whom he is attracted, leaving the chocolate shop, and he is devastated. He breaks into the shop that night and smashes the special window display for the Easter festival. After a morsel of chocolate falls on his lip, he devours much of the chocolate in the window before collapsing in tears and falling asleep. The next morning, Vianne wakes him and gives him a drink in order to help him, and Renaud apologizes for his behavior. The town's young priest, Père Henry, then gives a sermon emphasizing the importance of humanity over divinity. Our narrator, a now grown up Anouk, reveals that the sermon and the festival are a huge success. Renaud and Caroline start a relationship half a year later. Josephine takes over Serge's cafe, renaming it Café Armand. The north wind returns, but this time Vianne throws her mother's ashes out into the wind. Rue returns during the summertime in order to be with Vianne and Anouk, as Anouk concludes the story and our movie comes to its end. I thought I had seen this film going into it for this time, going into it to watch it, to review it. But honestly, if I have, I don't remember a single thing from having seen it the first time because nothing that was transpiring in front of my eyes is what I remembered this film to be. Period, point blank. That's not to say it wasn't good. It's not to say it was bad. But everything that I thought I remembered from seeing Chocolat, I didn't see any of it. Now, it's possible that because it may have been 15, 16 years since I saw it last, and so much has happened in my life, both positive and negative since then, that's why I remember nothing the way that it played out in the movie. But alas, regardless of why it is and what's happened, it just wasn't what I remembered. That being said, it was a cute movie. I do feel, and this is going to be a recurring theme over these next couple of movies, so bear with me here. I do feel it was a little long. All these movies were over 2 hours. And I feel like this could have probably been trimmed about 10 to 15 minutes, still gotten its point across, and not drug in some of the areas like I feel it does. And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but you're going to hear me say that a few more times this week. But other than that, I really enjoyed the story. I liked that despite the fact that Johnny Depp is all over the marketing for this movie, his role was really kind of streamlined and minimal in the grand scheme of things. This movie was more about Juliette Binoche, Dame Judi Dench, and Alfred Molina than it was about Johnny Depp. And I enjoyed that because despite the fact that we're honoring and celebrating Johnny Depp in his 60th birthday, every now and again you need to be willing to take that back seat and give others the opportunity to shine. And I feel like Johnny did that here while not sacrificing his importance to the movie and his role in general. I feel that because he was able to take a step back, these other people really got to shine with him still being predominant and prominent in the marketing and the marquee and everything. And people are going to come in because, oh, Johnny Depp. And I guess maybe some people would be disappointed sitting through this movie thinking it's a Johnny Depp movie. And in the grand scheme of things, he's maybe got 30 to 45 minutes in the movie of a 2-hour movie. But again, I feel like it benefits the other actors in a good way. This is one of those type of chick flick movies that is a hard sell for me. There's chick flick movies that are an easy sell, whether it's because the actor, the actress, the storyline, whatever. There's chick flick movies that you can tell me, oh, this movie's coming out, so and so's in it, this is what it's about. Let's go, I'm down. This one, a little bit of a harder sell. Not really sure why, even having watched it back. Can't really put my fingers on the pulse of to why, but it's not the type of movie that I would have actively seeked out to watch if I didn't need to do it as part of a greater picture here. I'm sorry for those that are fans of Chocolat, but it's just the way it is. When it comes to my rating of this film, this may come off as a little bit harsh, but I'm going 2.5 out of 5 stars. Again, despite the fact that I feel that his absence in the movie gives others a chance to shine, I feel like Johnny's role of Rue could have been a little bit greater. I do still feel that the movie drug, and that's the main reason why I'm knocking it down. But it was a decent movie. Again, it's not the type of movie that I would actively seek out to watch on my own. And I'm not even 100% entirely sure that I would buy it to add to my physical media library, except to complete a Johnny Depp collection. It's the type of film that I would own and it would probably just sit there. But I'm curious to know what you guys think of Chocolat. Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. And let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction that I'm always asking you guys for in the comments below. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right here to the Casa D18 Studios channel, as we once again open up the doors to Stat Boy Sports Bar, featuring Dory Lou. The food is hot, the beer is ice cold, and the seats are warm, so pull yourself up a bar stool and engage your barkeeps as they discuss professional sports with you. And then, later on in the evening, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, the Jeff Meacham Network, and across the Jeff Meacham Network Multiversa Media, it'll be time once again for the flagship show, Talk Wrestling with Jeff Meacham. 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time, immediately following WWE NXT. 7:05 p.m. Pacific, just prior to WWE NXT here on the West Coast. Ask Jeff anything. And for all you guys that are part of the members only portion of the Casa D18 Studios channel, if you haven't already, go back and check out the Simple Man Noah Foster and I calling the action of this trios match from this past week's Rampage as Jay Lethal, Jeff, and the goddess Karen Jarrett take on Mark Briscoe, Papa Briscoe, and that dastardly, interfering, diabolical referee, Aubrey Edwards. A lot of you guys know me and Noah have a great banter back and forth regarding these two individuals, primarily Jeff and Karen Jarrett and Aubrey Edwards. So we figured as a gift to you, those of you that are part of the members only section of the Casa D18 Studios channel, we would call this action. If you are not a part of the members only section of the Casa D18 Studios channel, go and sign up. It is only $5 a month, and you get all kinds of exclusive wrestling related content from me, the Renegade JJ Williams. You don't want to miss out on any of that content right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, in the members only section of the Casa D18 Studios channel, and across the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media. Stat Boy Sports Bar featuring Dory Lou, Talk Wrestling, Blow, and an exclusive match call from Rampage this past week. Again, you don't want to miss any of it, so make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel or anytime we go live, as is the case with Stat Boy Sports Bar, Open Mic Night, Talk Wrestling, pay-per-view PLE watch-along coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life. Fans of Johnny Depp, fans of Juliette Binoche, fans of Dame Judi Dench, fans of Alfred Molina, anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content in this video, share it with them, as it's the only way we're going to keep my visibility up in YouTube's algorithms now that we are in fact a monetized channel right here on the platform. Thank you once again to everybody out there who joined me and tuned in today. It means so much more to me than you guys will ever know. And I will see you guys next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.